1959, Germany, a party. Elvis Presley was 24. A soldier, Priscilla Beaulieu was 14. High school student. Elvis looked at her. How old are you? Priscilla said, 14. Elvis smiled. You're young, but you seem mature. Priscilla blushed. Elvis asked, can we see each other again? Priscilla said, I don't know. My family won't allow it. Elvis said, I'll convince them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications because this is the story of a controversial relationship, control and manipulation, and a tale that never ended. But what Elvis didn't tell Priscilla that night was that after his mother's death, he'd been searching for someone to fill the emptiness inside him. And he'd found it in a 14-year-old girl. Elvis Aaron Presley was born on January 8, 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi, in a poor family. His father, Vernon, was unemployed. His mother, Gladys, worked cleaning jobs. Their home was a small shack, 2 rooms, electricity sometimes cut out. Food was scarce. But Gladys loved Elvis deeply. You're my everything, baby, she'd say. Elvis was born with a twin brother, Jesse Garin, but Jesse was stillborn. Gladys collapsed. I lost one son. I'll never lose the other. She was overprotective of Elvis, always by his side, at school, at home, everywhere. Elvis would say, Mom, my friends are making fun of me. You protect me too much, Gladys would say. Protecting you is my duty, baby. The world is dangerous. This dependency never ended. Even when Elvis was 23, he called his mother every day. 1938, Vernon went to prison for check fraud, served 8 months. Gladys and Elvis were left alone. They grew even closer. Gladys said, you'll be different from your father, Elvis. You'll be a good man. Elvis said, I promise, Mom. When Vernon got out of prison, the family had changed. Elvis was even more attached to his mother, distant from his father. He abandoned us, he'd think. Music started early, at church, Pentecostal services, gospel songs. Elvis would listen. He was mesmerized. At 11, he got his first guitar, a birthday present from his mother. It was a cheap guitar, but Elvis loved it. He'd play every day. I'm going to be a singer, Mom, Gladys said. Of course you will, baby. You're special. 1948. The family moved to Memphis. For better job opportunities, they settled in a poor neighborhood. Lauderdale Courts, public housing. Elvis went to Humes High School. He was a quiet student. Had few friends. But he had his music, always with his guitar. In his senior year, he performed at a talent show, sang Old Shep. The audience applauded. Elvis loved the stage. This is where I belong. 1953. High school ended. Elvis started working as a truck driver, Crown Electric Company, 12 hours a day. It was exhausting. But money was needed. Evenings he'd make music. At small clubs. On Beale Street. In the black neighborhood. He'd listen to blues. Learn. Developed his own style. Country plus blues plus gospel equals rock and roll. Something new. Something different. 1954, he recorded a song at Sam Phillips' Sun Records studio. That's all right. Local radios played it. People loved it. Who's this kid? Concerts began. Small clubs, then bigger venues. Elvis was different on stage. Energetic. His hips swayed. His legs shook. Young girls went crazy. Elvis! Elvis! But the older generation was shocked. This is obscene. This is the devil's work. 1956. RCA Records bought Elvis for $35,000. Big money. First single, Heartbreak Hotel, came out. Hit number 1. Then Hound Dog. Then Don't Be Cruel. All hits. Elvis became America's most famous person. He appeared on television, Ed Sullivan Show, but with one condition: only shown from the waist up. Because his dances were too bold. Elvis laughed. Funny. But okay. Church groups protested. Elvis is corrupting youth. Mayors banned his concerts. He can't enter this city. But the bans didn't work. Elvis became even more famous. Every day he received thousands of letters from young girls. "I love you, Elvis." Money came in, lots of money. Elvis bought Graceland, a big mansion in Memphis, for his mother. "We're rich now, Mom. You won't suffer anymore." But in 1958, everything changed. When Elvis's mother Gladys died, that emptiness inside him returned, and a year later in Germany, when he met a 14-year-old girl, he decided to fill that void with her. March 1958. Elvis was drafted. He was shocked. "But my career?" His manager, Colonel Parker, said, "Go, Elvis. The American people will love you even more," Elvis said. "But 2 years, they'll forget me," Parker said. "They won't forget you." August 1958, his mother Gladys died. Heart failure. She was 46. Elvis collapsed. At the funeral, he fell onto the casket. "Mom, don't leave me. What will I do without you?" He was crying, screaming. Then he fainted. They carried him away. Elvis never recovered. "My mother was my everything. Now I'm alone." September 1958. Elvis was sent to Germany, Bad Nauheim base. He was depressed, couldn't get over his mother's death. He cried every night. Why did she die? Why not me? His friends were worried. "Elvis, you need help." Elvis said, "I don't want help. I just want to sleep." The doctor wrote a prescription, sleeping pills. Dexedrine, Benzedrine. "These will calm you." Elvis swallowed. The first pills, the first step toward addiction. September 1959. A party. Elvis was invited. He didn't want to go. His friend Curry Grant insisted. "Come, Elvis, there's a beautiful girl. Let me introduce you." Elvis said, "How old?" Grant said, "Young, but mature." Elvis said, "Okay, I'll stay briefly." At the party was Priscilla Beaulieu. She was 14. Her father, Paul Beaulieu, was an Air Force officer. Actually, her stepfather. But she called him Dad. Grant approached. "Priscilla, I want to introduce you to someone." Priscilla turned, saw Elvis, froze. "Elvis Presley." Elvis smiled. "Hello, who are you?" Priscilla said, Priscilla Beaulieu." Elvis said, "Beautiful name. How old are you?" Priscilla said, 14. Elvis said, "You're young, but you seem mature." That night, they talked for hours. Elvis talked about his mother. "She died a few months ago." "I miss her so much," Priscilla said. "I'm so sorry." Elvis said, "You seem understanding. You're different. I feel comfortable with you." Priscilla was deeply affected. Elvis Presley was talking to her. "Can we see each other again?" Elvis asked. Priscilla said, "I don't know. My family won't allow it." Elvis said, "Let me meet your family. I'll convince them." A few days later, Elvis came to Priscilla's house. Paul and Ann Beaulieu were suspicious. "You're 24. Priscilla is 14. This isn't appropriate." Elvis said, "I understand your concern, but my intention is just friendship. I'm lonely here. My mother died. Priscilla is a good listener." Ann said, "There won't be anything physical, will there?" Elvis said, "Never, I promise." Paul said, "We have rules. She'll be home at 10. You'll be there too." Elvis said, "Agreed." The relationship began. Every week Elvis would visit. They'd sit at home. Under the family's supervision, they'd talk. Elvis would play guitar. Priscilla would listen, mesmerized. Elvis would say, "You're different, Priscilla. Pure, clean. Not like Hollywood girls." Priscilla said, "Thank you." Elvis said, "You fill the void in my life." But Elvis didn't just want friendship. He'd started shaping Priscilla. Her hair, her makeup, her clothes. He was creating a perfect woman, his own woman. But the relationship wasn't innocent. Elvis began controlling Priscilla. "Do your hair like this. It'll look better." Priscilla changed it. "Wear this outfit." Priscilla wore it. "Do your makeup this way." Priscilla did. Elvis was a perfectionist. "You must be perfect because you're mine," Priscilla said. "But I'm 14. I want to be myself." Elvis said, "You'll find yourself. But first, be what I want." March 1960. Elvis's military service ended. He returned to America. Priscilla stayed in Germany. She cried, "He'll forget me." Elvis said, "I'll never forget you. I'll call you." And he did. Every week. "I miss you, Priscilla." Priscilla said, "Me too." Elvis said, "Do you want to come here?" Priscilla said, "How? My family won't allow it." Elvis said, "I'll convince them." 1962. Elvis brought it up again. Priscilla was 17. "Come to Memphis. Stay with me." Paul and Ann were shocked. "No, we can't send our daughter." Elvis said, "But I love her. We'll get married." Paul said, "She's still a child." Elvis said, "I'll protect her. I promise." The argument lasted long. The family agreed. Conditionally, "You'll marry her. Or she comes back." December 1962. Priscilla moved to Memphis, to Graceland, to Elvis's mansion. But she wasn't staying in the same room as Elvis. They had separate rooms. "So your family won't worry." Priscilla started at a new school, Immaculate Conception High School. It was hard. Everyone knew she was with Elvis. Elvis Presley's girlfriend. Some were jealous. Priscilla was lonely. She only had Elvis. But Elvis wasn't always there. He was in Hollywood, making movies. Viva Las Vegas, Blue Hawaii, Fun in Acapulco. 3 or 4 films every year. Priscilla waited alone at Graceland. When Elvis came home, he was controlling. "What did you do today?" Priscilla said, "Went to school." "Came home." Elvis said, "Anything else?" Priscilla said no. Elvis said, "Good. Don't go out. Don't talk to boys. You're mine." Priscilla was slowly losing herself, becoming the girl Elvis wanted. Her hair the way Elvis wanted. Her makeup the way Elvis wanted. You must be perfect. Priscilla tried to be perfect, but she was empty inside. "I want to be myself," Elvis said. "When you're with me, you are yourself." May 1967, Elvis and Priscilla got married. In Las Vegas, Aladdin Hotel. Small ceremony. Priscilla wore a white dress. Elvis wore a black tuxedo. "I love you, Priscilla." Priscilla said, "I love you too." But she was uneasy. "Is this marriage right?" Elvis said, "Everything will be perfect." February 1968. Their daughter, Lisa Marie, was born. Elvis was very happy. "I'm a father. If only my mother could see." Priscilla was happy too. "Finally, I have a family." But the happiness was short-lived. Elvis was busier. Concerts, recordings. He wasn't home. Priscilla was alone, taking care of the baby. "Elvis, I need help." Elvis said, "You'll manage." 1969. Elvis started performing in Las Vegas, International Hotel, every night, over 100 shows a month. It was exhausting. Elvis became more dependent on drugs. Stimulants during the day, sedatives at night. His doctor, Dr. George Nichopoulos, kept writing prescriptions constantly. "These will help you," Elvis said, "but they're not working anymore." The doctor said, "Let's increase the dose." Elvis swallowed. Priscilla saw the change. Her husband was disappearing. Into the drugs, into other women's arms, and Priscilla made a decision. It was time to break free. Priscilla saw the change. "Elvis, these pills are killing you." Elvis said, "Don't interfere. I'm fine." Priscilla said, "You're not fine. You're exhausted." "You look sick," Elvis said. "All you care about is my appearance. Don't you love me?" Priscilla said, "I love you, but you're losing yourself." Elvis said, "You're the one who's lost." The marriage was collapsing. Elvis didn't come home at night. There were other women. Priscilla knew. "You're not faithful to me," Elvis said. "I'm Elvis Presley." "Rules don't apply to me," Priscilla said. "Then I'm free too." Elvis said, "What do you mean?" Priscilla said, "I want to live my own life." 1972. Priscilla met someone else, karate instructor Mike Stone. She'd been going to Elvis's classes. Mike was handsome, attentive, a good listener. Priscilla fell in love. For the first time, she felt love without being controlled. This is what it should feel like. When Elvis found out, he went crazy. "You're cheating on me." Priscilla said, "You've been cheating on me for years." Elvis said, "That's different. You're my wife." Priscilla said, "Not anymore." When Priscilla filed for divorce in 1973, Elvis's world collapsed. His mother had died. Priscilla was leaving. And all that was left were pills and loneliness. 4 years later, this would kill him. February 1973, they divorced. Priscilla left Graceland, took Lisa Marie, moved to California. Elvis collapsed. "Everyone leaves me. My mother died. Priscilla left. I'm alone." The addiction increased. 30 pills a day. His weight increased. Reached 220 pounds. He stumbled on stage, forgot lyrics. Fans were worried. Elvis isn't well. 1974, 75, 76. Every year worse. He performed concerts, but barely. The drugs increased. His body was collapsing. His friend said, "Elvis, you need to go to the hospital." Elvis said, "No, I have concerts. My fans are waiting." But his fans watched with concern. This isn't Elvis. 1977 was the last year. He was 42 but finished. June 1977, final concert, Indianapolis. He sang Unchained Melody, sat at the piano. His hands trembled. He finished. Good night. Left the stage for the last time. August 1977. He was at Graceland. His fiancée, Ginger Alden, was with him. But Elvis was alone. He saw Lisa Marie. She was 9. "Dad, are you okay?" Elvis said, "I'm fine, princess." But he wasn't. Every night, pills. He couldn't sleep. Couldn't breathe. August 16th, 1977. That night, Elvis went to the bathroom to read a book. Around 2 a.m., Ginger was sleeping. Hours passed. Ginger woke up. Elvis wasn't there. "Elvis?" She went to the bathroom. The door was closed. She knocked. No answer. She opened it. Elvis was on the floor. Motionless. Eyes open. Blue. Ginger screamed. An ambulance came. They took him to the hospital. Too late. Elvis Presley died. 42 years old. Official cause: heart attack. Real cause: drug addiction. Elvis Presley is remembered as the king of rock and roll. But his life was a tragedy. He was overly attached to his mother. When she died, he looked for her in Priscilla. He tried to shape a 14-year-old girl, controlled her, manipulated her. Priscilla escaped. Elvis was left alone. Addiction killed him. At 42, Graceland is still visited. 600,000 people a year. But Elvis is gone. Only a tragic story remains: mother dependency, control, manipulation, loneliness, and death.